right here. I want to thank you for having me and for inviting me. Psalm 34, I appreciate all the wonderful introduction, Ruth, but the reality is, like many people, I definitely had a few rascally rabbit years. And that is actually when my mom introduced me to Psalm 34. And so when I was asked to speak and they gave a list of the available passages, I knew right away I was going to have to dive into Psalm 34. And this psalm was written by David after pretending to be insane before Abimelech, which is actually not Abimelech we might think of, but it's a title for, in this case, a Philistine king name. I think it's Achish. If I butcher words, just forgive me now, some of the names. But pretty much everyone agrees that he wrote this in a cave. And I stopped there because a cave is about where my life was when my mom introduced me to this psalm. So jump back into the story and a little bit of background. What has already taken place is that David, the Israelites ask for a king. They get Saul. Samuel says to them, you're going to hate this. It's not going to go well with you. He's going to do some dirty deeds, okay? They say, we still want him. He becomes king. He does the dirty deeds. And then God says, we're going to anoint somebody else. Samuel anoints David. David defeats Goliath. I'm going really fast here, guys, but it kind of helps the whole thing, just a little bit of a foundation. David defeats Goliath and then becomes kind of famous, and there's a big sword and this dramatic battle, and after the slingshot, his head is chopped off, the sword is taken away. Saul becomes jealous and invites him to live with him. Sure, I'll go live with a jealous king. I'm going to play harps and calm him and his spirit, and then Saul's jealousy continues to grow. This is kind of where we're going to enter in and get a little bit more detailed. His sons, Jonathan and David, they're buds. They're like good friends. And they've sworn a covenant. I think they actually commit to each other like 3 times in these different interactions. But Saul is playing darts with a big spear, misses David. David says, okay, I think something's really going on. I think this is getting serious. We're going to have this like special thing. You throw the arrows this way, and then I'm going to do this, and I'll run. He doesn't. I just wonder what he didn't think ahead. Okay, he didn't get food. He didn't get weapons. He's in a field. The signal happens. The signal confirms that Saul is out for his life. Jonathan is saying, you're in trouble. He's going to try to kill you. So David flees to Nob, which is a city where all the priests were. So go where the priests were. Makes great sense. And so that's where I'm going to dive in super quick. 1 Samuel 21. David went to Nob. We're at verse 1. To Ahimelech the priest. Ahimelech trembled when he met him and asked, why are you alone? And why is no one with you? David answered Ahimelech the priest, the king sent me on a mission and said to me, no one is to know anything about the mission I am sending you on. As for my men, I have told them to meet me at a certain place. Now then, what do you have on hand? Give me 5 loaves of bread or whatever you can find. Randomly, 5 loaves. Maybe he was trying to go for a week's worth. I don't know. But the priest answered David, I don't have any ordinary bread on hand. However, there is some consecrated bread here, provided the men have kept themselves from the women. David's lying. He knows that he is running from Saul. He's got no men with him at this time. He is on solo, and he is, manipulating the priest. But David replied and said, indeed, women have been kept from us as usual whenever I set out. The men's bodies are holy, even on missions that are not holy. However, and how much more so today. So the priest gave him the consecrated bread, since there was no bread there except the bread of presence that had been removed from before the Lord and replaced by hot bread on the day it was taken away. Now, one of Saul's servants, who was the chief shepherd, I'm going to call him Doug, because it's Doeg, I believe, but I'm just going to call him Doug because I like Doug. Doug, the Edomite, Saul's chief shepherd, is watching all this. And he goes back and he tells Saul, hey, David's missing. You're looking for him. And I saw him and he was getting supplies. Then David said to the priest, don't you have a spear or a sword here? I haven't brought my sword or any other weapon. I just think this is amazing that David is a warrior and he knows anyway. Such a lack of preparation, lack of even thinking ahead. Like I would have been like, if I get the signal, I've got a canteen, like something. Anyway, but here we are. The priest replies to him, the sword of Goliath, the Philistine, whom you killed in the valley of Elah, is here. It is wrapped in a cloth behind the ephod. If you want it, take it. There is no sword here but that one. And David said, there is none like it. Give it to me. So we've got David lying, misleading, attempting to control all the impressions and get alignment to his cause. He needs food and he needs weapons. He's asking the priests for the consecrated bread, which is like off the market, shouldn't be something that would be available to him. And he gets the very sword that he used to chop off Goliath's head after he knocked him out with the stone. The priest supplies David. The shepherd sees everything, runs to tell Saul, and then David thinks it's going to be a really good idea to go to a Philistine city. So he goes to Gath, a Philistine city where the Philistine king Achish is. Okay? And so here he goes. He's got the sword that killed Goliath. He's got all the renown. Everybody kind of knows who he is. He fled from Saul. He went to Achish, the king of Gath. But the servants of Achish said to him, isn't that David, the king of the land? Isn't he the one they sing about in their dances? Saul has slain his thousands and David his tens of thousands. David took these words to heart and was very much afraid. So he pretended to be insane in their presence. And while he was in their hands, he acted like a madman, making marks on the doors of the gate and letting saliva run down his beard. Achish said to his servants, look at the man. He is insane. Why bring him here to me? Am I so short of madmen that you bring this fellow here to carry on like this in front of me? Must this man come into my house? So again, we see David manipulating the situation, putting on a show, and taking matters into his own hands. When he realizes that this city wasn't the best place of refuge, he now finds himself in the cave of Adullam. So David left Gath. He escaped to the cave. When his brothers and father's household heard about it, they went down to him there. All those who were in distress or in debt or discontented gathered around him, and he became their commander. About 400 men were with him. And this is where, in this cave, they say David penned Psalm 34. So the question that I ask today is, have you ever found yourself at the end of a road? After your own decisions and efforts, your planning, your attempt to control outcomes, or maybe even other people? Have they left you exhausted or scared, anxious, and maybe even second-guessing everything you've ever known? Have you somehow personally experienced the journey or similar journey like David from the palace to the cave. Well, I have. And this is where my mom introduced me to Psalm 34. Right about high school, I think it was my sophomore, junior year of high school, I was not making great decisions. I was showing up at youth group, I was working, I was going to school, I was managing all the things, and I was a hard worker, and if I put my mind to something, I could usually figure it out. And I began to rely on that. And my ding ding, David, the situation where David is like controlling, like, okay, I can do this, I can snow these people, I got to act like I've got it together. Oh, my men are down here, all of that. I could do that with the best of them. I was in high school. I did my parents' taxes for them. They couldn't figure certain things out with their taxes. I helped with a lot of things. I cooked. I did dinner for my family from the time I was probably in 5th grade on up. My mom worked full time. She was exhausted and tired when she came home. And here's what happened. I got really, really good at figuring things out and being really, really good. I thought I could control my world and the outcomes, and sometimes even people around me. In that season, I was dating someone that was not great for me, and I was making not good decisions. I'm going to leave it there. My dad came to me, and he said one night, I realize I can't control you. Because we were like this. I'm very much like my dad. And he said, I realize I cannot control you. And I said, finally, figured this out. and he goes, so I'm turning you over to the Lord. And I went, huh? And he said, I'm praying that the Lord will get your heart 100%, 100%. But I am praying that he will do whatever it takes to do that, but that he will spare your life. When your dad tells you that, like, yeah, your blood kind of runs cold. And so I'm processing this and his words to me, and not more than about a week later, I'm in a car, I'm with my boyfriend. He makes a left turn in front of an oncoming car. I don't have a seatbelt on. Something says jump. Not smart, but it's a summer night. I jump. As I could see the car coming, I jump over my boyfriend, hold on to the steering wheel. I'm half out of the car, and I feel the metal crunching, right? I can tell the metal is crunching, and all I had was one leg on that side. And when the metal came right to my leg, I just yelled, stop. I got out of the car, the ambulance came, and they said, who was here? Did they already come and get the body? And I said, that was me. And they not a scratch, some glass in my hair. And I remembered my dad's prayer. But I can figure it out again, right? I'm pretty good, I'm pretty tough, and that I'm sure was just a thing that happened. So I go right back to managing all the things. I, at the time, was 17. I was a second assistant manager. I led 55 people at a time at a McDonald's up on Arapahoe and I-25. I ended up getting called to pick up a gentleman for work. We did this all the time back then. They would not have a car ride, and we would go pick up our crew and bring them up to the job. And through a series of events, I end up walking into an apartment with intention to call my manager, my second manager, who was back at the McDonald's store, saying, because it was raining, it was like a dark and stormy night, literally, is like the backdrop of this. And I took 2 steps in to the apartment, and there was a knife at my neck. And I don't remember if my prayer was out loud or if it was in my head. But I prayed, and I totally made a deal. I tried to make a deal with God. And I said, if you will spare me this, I know I have no right to ask this, but if you will spare me his intent, I am your girl for the rest of my life. I will not look back. I will not make excuses. And I'm yours. And the knife went away from my neck, and I heard him say, go. And I looked back, and he couldn't move. He had the knife, and he just kept looking at his hand like, go. And I went. And I ran down. I got in my car. I got back. They arrested him. I did a positive ID. It was not going to be a pretty scenario. There were 4 more guys in an apartment waiting to come to the apartment. Enter Psalm 34. I had moved out of my parents' house at this time. I went home. My mom and dad took me back. Similar to David in a cave by himself, when his dad and his brothers heard, they went to him. My mom and dad opened the doors back up. I went home. And shortly thereafter, Jimmy and I started dating and got married and did ministry and have been in ministry in some way, shape, or form. So when I'm tired and when I am stressed and when I am anxious and when I hit a wall yet again, because I always seem to fall into this, I can figure it out, I can figure it out, I can figure it out, I can hustle, I can work hard enough. And in that space, God meets me, and I can hear my mom saying, sit down and just read Psalm 34. So I'm going to read it. It's in front of y'all. I will extol the Lord at all times. His praise will always be on my lips. I will glory in the Lord. Let the afflicted hear and rejoice. Glorify the Lord with me. Let us exalt his name together. I sought the Lord, and he answered me. He delivered me from all my fears. Those who look to him are radiant. Their faces are never covered with shame. This poor woman called, and the Lord heard her. He saved me out of all my troubles. The angel of the Lord encamps around those who fear him, and he delivers them. Taste and see that the Lord is good. Blessed is the one who takes refuge in him. Fear the Lord, you, his holy people, for those who fear him lack nothing. The lions may grow weak and hungry, but those who seek the Lord lack no good thing. Come, my children, listen to me. I will teach you the fear of the Lord. Whoever of you loves life and desires to see many good days, keep your tongue from evil and your lips from telling lies. Turn from evil and do good. Seek peace and pursue it. The eyes of the Lord are on the righteous, and his ears are attentive to their cry. But the face of the Lord is against those who do evil, to blot out their name from the earth. The righteous cry out, and the Lord hears them. He delivers them from all their troubles. The Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit. The righteous person may have many troubles, but the Lord delivers them from them all. He protects all their bones. Not one of them will be broken. Evil will slay the wicked. The foes of the righteous will be condemned. The Lord will rescue his servants. No one who takes refuge in him will be condemned. And if you'll turn your page, you'll see the lyrics for this song.
I sought the Lord, and he answered me and delivered me from every fear. Those who look upon him are radiant. They'll never be ashamed. They'll never be ashamed. This poor man cried, and the Lord heard me and saved me from my enemy. The Son of God surrounds his saints. He will deliver them. He will deliver them. The Lord comes on his name Let us bless the Lord every day and night. Never ending praise. May our incense bright. Let us bless the Lord every day and night.
Feel free to sing it.
Never ending praise. May our incense rise. Let us bless the Lord every day and night. Never ending praise. May our incense rise. Let us bless the Lord every day and night. Never ending praise. his soul and wrote his name together. Come his soul and wrote his name
I would have sang, but I'm real pitchy. I assume I'll belt it in the shower. What a gift that my mom and dad opened up the home again, that they met me in that place, that my mom pointed me to this, several different scriptures, but this was the first one. Again, Psalm 34. I will extol the Lord at all times. His praise will always be on my lips. I will glory in the Lord. Let the afflicted hear and rejoice. Glorify the Lord with me. Let us exalt his name together. You see, when we glorify and exalt the Lord, we return to our own right-mindedness and size. He gets big, and us and our stuff. As my mother-in-law would say, put you back in your place. Magnifying the Lord, it shrinks ourselves and our issues and our problems, and it gets us godly perspective back. Verse 4, I sought the Lord and he answered me. He delivered me from all my fears. Those who look to him are radiant. Their faces are never covered with shame. When we seek him, when we cry out to the Lord, and when we walk in his answers, we can't help but sense peace, joy that goes beyond our circumstances, and walk in freedom. It's just, you just get to explode. It's like growing wings. This poor man, this poor woman called, and the Lord heard her, and he saved her out of all of her troubles. And he continues to do so. The angel of the Lord encamps around those who fear him, and he delivers them. When you've called on the Lord and have experienced his answers and his responses, we get to see his deliverance, and his direction for the future. It's this perspective changer. It brings peace to our hearts in the midst of really hard things. Really hard things. As moms, as daughters, in loss, in change, in transition, in tragic car accidents. Taste and see that the Lord is good. Blessed is the one who takes refuge in him. Fear the Lord, you, his holy people, for those who fear him lack nothing. You see, when we walk in a spirit of praise and worship and our minds are in the right place and we receive his peace and his joy and his freedom and deliverances, we're able to taste him anew. Our experience and relationship with him grow, and there's a restoration that surpasses all of life and its circumstances here now. The lions may grow weak and hungry, but those who seek the Lord lack no good thing. Come, my children, listen to me. I will teach you the fear of the Lord. Whoever of you loves life, desires to see many good days, keep your tongue from evil and your lips from telling lies. Turn from evil and do good. Seek peace and pursue it. The eyes of the Lord are on the righteous, and his ears are attentive to their cry. But the face of the Lord is against those who do evil, to blot out their name from the earth. The righteous cry out, and the Lord hears them. He delivers them from all their troubles. The Lord is close to the brokenhearted. He saves those who are crushed in spirit. The righteous person may have many troubles, but the Lord delivers him from them all. He protects all his bones. Not one of them will be broken. Evil will slay the wicked. The foes of the righteous will be condemned. The Lord will rescue his servants. No one who takes refuge in him will be condemned. I have hesitated and I hesitate. I don't share this story often. And the reason I don't share it often is because I have friends who they face similar things and their outcome wasn't the same. And I can't explain why not. I don't know why. And I've had to wrestle almost with a why. Why me? But I will not waste the time or the voice or the words or the energy or the tears. He gave me, I believe, my life. Jesus is the way. His freedom, his love and covering, it comes close. And he most certainly brings rescue to those who seek him, believe in him, and walk surrendered to him. And that's my invitation. And there are questions on the back that you can do at your table. Highlight, mark up, circle the things you love, wrestle with the things that you don't, but wrestle well. And then, share around the table to some of those responses. We're going to talk about caves. We're going to talk about where we've experienced that. We're going to talk about what he invites us to. Thanks so much for having me, you guys.
All right, ladies. Thank you, Andrea. Thank you so much. That was lovely. And have a wonderful discussion. Have a wonderful time together. And yes, be blessed while we share until 8:25, ladies. I'm calling it. Okay, 8:25.